From St. Cloud, Florida, this is the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Globally.
That was good.
Welcome to the Doc Show, coast to coast.
There's a 9-year-old girl has headsets and a microphone.
She's got her cans and a mic.
Hi, I'm the small package of good things come in.
And she's got a picture. You've got to put it on the web.
I want grandkids before I die, and I want them to grow up in a house without wheels.
So Brooklyn is ready to go.
Boy, I gotta tell you, I'm really disappointed.
So I put the headphones on her and, look, Titi Sam, I'm going to be like you on the radio.
This was my dream ever since I was a little kid.
9 years old. If she turns out to be the greatest female air personality ever, you have an heirloom.
Weeknights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
Tries like she could have a Sunday show.
I see nothing but untapped potential. You have potential. You have...
We take out a patent on her. We own all her rights to everything.
And we don't give her parents a thing.
Oh, boy.
Often imitated, never quite duplicated.
Don't turn your head away from the microphone. Don't keep it too far away from you because nobody can hear you.
This is the Doc Show, coast to coast, with Doc Holliday.
Okay, all right, I'm settled down, people.
You sure about that?
You just can't give any credibility to a lying sack of shit network like CBS, who screwed Donald Trump on 60 Minutes and told him that his people were beating Muslims, Latinos, and blacks. And then the look on his face, because, they shot, you saw it. And the stunned. He was like, no, I hadn't heard about this. And she goes, you hadn't heard about this? Leslie Stahl, you old bitch. And he said, well, God, of course. Look in the camera. Stop. That's the reaction anybody would have had. He knows he's on 60 Minutes. They promoted the hell out of it. The interview was Friday. I couldn't wait to see it. I was so disgusted. By the way, 60 Minutes, who, by the way, used to be a reputable news program, but now you're nothing but garbage. Actually, and they did it for a reason. Here's another thing that you don't understand. Whites are not attacking Muslims. Unless they got to defend themselves. Whites are not attacking blacks. Same thing, unless you're trying to defend yourself. Whites aren't attacking Latinos. Depending on the city. It's all still black-on-black crime. Ain't nothing changed. CBS is trying to get the big lie going. The Democrats are trying to move this big lie. George Soros is trying to move the lie. That white people, and I saw another thing, too. I saw the separate bathroom magic markers, Negroes, whites. You honest, at first it was a female handwriting. You can tell. Chicks write differently than guys. And you can tell that was somebody who was paid to do that. And they blame it on Trump. And Trump's like, of course he didn't know anything about it because it's not happening. Among his people. It's happening with people who are being paid. They want the race war. Obama, man, he gets his martial law. He might get those guns after all. This is not amongst Trump people. Listen to me. I have not guided you wrong. I told you the borders were open, not just for Mexicans, who Obama shipped back when he had too many. It was to get terrorists in here. And I got yelled at and I got screamed at and I got told I didn't know what I was talking about. And you know what? You were wrong, not me. I told you all along Trump was going to win this thing. I told you all along Hillary's got fired by Richard Nixon. And, of course, most of you are like, who's Richard Nixon, dude? But if you look at the irony of that, that should tell you. If Hillary was too corrupt to work for Dick Nixon, you can't be president. God bless the old man. He's dead, been dead for, I think, 1994. So when I tell you that you now are being lied to, and this is the thing, you know, Bam Bam was saying, kind of podunk people, once they're elected, get sworn in 4 days later. That's what we need to do. Because now they got most of November, all of December, and most of January to tell the big lie. To work it up so there'll be a terrorist explosion. Homemade, of course. I mean, Obama knows the right people. For the inauguration. There's always violence around Trump's rallies. Well, didn't you see the videotape of the undercover people who went to get hired? And this is what they were getting paid? To go create violence and make it look like America was up against Trump and they were violently opposing him? What, you don't see that crap? This is the party that kills babies that are going to be born in 3 days and cuts their pieces apart like they're chopping up a rotisserie chicken and sells it. It's pathetic and it's disgusting. That's what a Democrat is. What do you want? What do you want? Communism? What do you want, a one-party system? I'd rather have a one-party system than have to deal with the lying pieces of shit that are in the Democratic Party right now. And look what Donald Trump's going to do with Russia. Oh, man, Russia's our enemy. Well, yeah, because Obama's trying to start a war with them. And why is Vladimir Putin so happy? Because he believes he can sit down and shake hands. Yeah, you got to keep an eye on him. Obama wants to launch a nuke. Just to make it tougher. Just to make things worse. We don't have to be enemies with Russia. No, we don't have to be enemies with Muslims, but what the hell are you going to do? They just want to kill people. And they don't belong in this country. And yeah, Trump's going to remove them. And no, Donald Trump is not going to take out a guy, yes, came in illegally, but birthed the baby here in the United States. That's not what he is going to do. Because that person, okay, he committed a crime. He snuck in, but he hasn't done anything since but raise a family. You're an American. Your kid's an American. That makes you an American, you dope. But anybody that crosses that border and commits a crime, you'll never be back. So if you're sitting there and you're scared and you're frightened and you're calling suicide hotlines because you know Trump's going to throw you out, that means you have a guilty conscience. That means you've done something wrong and they're going to get you. Happy time.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that.
This is that part of the program where none of the aforementioned subjects will be brought up again. And she tries to bring some variety
Yes.
into
So,
the show.
McDonald's. You know McDonald's, right? I'm
Yes,
loving
a
it.
place I'd never eat.
Well, you know. if one were to commit to gaining 500 pounds, say, this just might be the calorie delivery method that one would go with. So McDonald's in Italy, remember, in Italy.
Well, Italians eat a lot.
Just created a brand new Nutella burger. Have you ever had Nutella?
Yeah, I know what Nutella is.
Do you like Nutella?
It's very sweet.
It is extremely sweet. It is hazelnut.
I don't like the hazelnut.
Hazelnut like chocolate.
I like the chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate. Back in Jersey, we used to put it on bagels.
Yeah, it's like a chocolatey. Yeah, it's okay. You
It's
can
good.
put it on bagels.
Real good on a salt garlic bagel.
I've used it for Christmas cookie baking and stuff like that. On a salt bagel? Mm-hmm. Really?
Salt and garlic.
Really? Huh. Interesting.
Tastes great.
Well, anyway, so
The salt on chocolate is very good.
sea salt. Yes, that's what they say. So anyway, basically, it's just a hamburger bun with a quote-unquote patty made entirely out of Nutella. There's no meat. It's just a massive amount of chocolate spread. Unfortunately, because they hate money, we probably won't bring that here to the United States.
I don't
Because,
get it. Who hates money?
because this would make a lot of money for McDonald's here in the States. But apparently,
Well, there's no meat on that, but there's no meat on anything McDonald's makes.
Bum. Anyway, you can go to our Facebook page and that story will be up there. Okay, this story cracks me up because we already have our local buddy Kevin Sutton camping out at Best Buy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We'll hear from him this week.
Yeah, he's going to call in this week. Cool. So this guy, we know Kevin Sutton's out there. He's doing a good thing for the community, collecting non-perishable items, toiletries, everything like that for the Coalition of the Homeless. And he donates that to them after the holiday season is over. And helps the community, gives back. That's the reason he is outside the Best Buy on Sand Lake Road and OBT. So you need to head over there and drop something off, especially if you're going to be doing like your shopping in that way. Thank God I don't have to travel that way.
Well, now you got to remember, he's trying to raise money for the food bank.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't be bringing no bananas. Don't bring anything that's not a canned good.
Non-perishable foods.
And
Bags of rice, clothing.
Hey, canned meat. Canned meat. Hey, when the hurricane came through, I lived a week on canned meat. And I didn't have to, but I liked it.
Well, that's because
didn't
I
say-
bought it thinking we were going to lose a roof or something and we were going to have to camp out under the stars. But,
I didn't say that it didn't maybe clog an artery. But you know what? People are hungry.
I didn't buy you anything that wasn't real except for the Spam. You did eat the Spam, and that's not real. Anyway.
Damn, it was good.
That's not real. Anyway, everything else was real. It was tuna, it was chicken, it was ham. Anyway, so there's this guy in Arizona who is already camping out in front of the Best Buy for Black Friday, though. For Black Friday. So this is
He's not doing it for charity.
No, he's not. Definitely not. He set up his tent last Thursday, and he'll be there for 336 hours. Ooh, crazy guy.
336 hours. I'm not real good with math.
Well, that's
How many days is that?
Where's my calculator? My pen. I can do math, but okay, so there's 24 hours in a day. Hold on. If I can get my iPad to open, because I don't have a pen. I'm not good with math in my head.
I'm not good with math on a piece of paper and a pencil.
Well,
And sometimes calculators give me fits.
that's scary, Doc.
Hey, man, dude, I didn't care anything about high school other than getting in radio. And I took 9th grade math up until the 12th grade. And I finally passed it because math, it got beyond me. I could not control or I could not. I was supposed to be, they stuck me originally, after the 9th grade math, they stuck me originally into algebra, which is 10th grade. And I'm like, what the hell is this? It looks like a bunch of aliens wrote some stuff. I couldn't get that, so they sent me back to the remedial math, and I just said, you know what? Eventually I'll pass this. And so I stayed in it until I was a senior.
Wow.
Hey, I was the cool kid. I was the only senior in 9th grade math. I could buy cigarettes for the kids. That's how I made friends.
You remind me of the character from St. Elmo's Fire. It was Rob Lowe's character. He was the drug dealer on campus. When he was the football player. And then when he graduated and he went back to campus, he was like, hey, man, I'm looking for work so I can pay my family, blah, 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 feed my family, da-da-da-da-da. And it's the corniest line in the whole movie, and this guy never got another acting gig. This is probably why he was an extra. And he said, yeah, man, we could use somebody to score us some good drugs. It's really sad. So that's 14 days. He ain't got nothing on Kevin Sutton. This guy. He's only camping out for 14 days. Just so you know.
It sure seems like 336 hours would be a lot more than 14 days.
Nope. It seems like it, but it's not. And honestly, there's nothing even in Best Buy this year that I'm like, whoa, yeah, I gotta go and get it. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Did you hear about this aspiring weatherman?
Is he the one that gave directions to Canada?
No, this is someone else now.
Okay, because that guy was funny.
Yeah. So there's a guy in Kentucky who did something insanely stupid last week trying to get attention. And he is definitely getting attention, just not the way he wanted to. 21-year-old Johnny Mullins from Jenkins, Kentucky is an aspiring weatherman. He's been posting videos of himself making weather forecasts on Facebook for a little while now. But he hasn't built much of a following. It takes time, give it time. You'll get the following. Just like if you're following us, you go to DocShowCoastToCoast.com, click on the subscribe button, and then you'll be following us on YouTube as well. And you can see us and hear our shows and all that good stuff. Anyway, the cops... Okay, so there have been a lot of wildfires in that area lately. So he came up with this horrible idea to set one himself and film himself in front of it to try to get attention to his videos. So, of course, the cops quickly traced the fire back to him, and he was arrested for second-degree arson. Fortunately, no one was injured in the fire, and the fire department was able to contain it, and Johnny's video about the fire only got a few thousand views on Facebook. Now it's probably going to get a lot more since we talked about this story.
I'm sure. Millions. Millions.
I don't know. What can I tell you? Okay, so here's the question. Do you want to live to be 100 or do you want to die younger?
Much younger.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got nothing to do with 100. First of all...
Do you think it's because medical technology will be at a point where you can mostly be bionic and all diseases will be cured?
That'll never happen.
And you don't want to be bionic?
That'll never happen.
Uh-huh.
The FDA will never allow the cure for cancer to be released into the United States, the cure for heart disease, and there is one, into the United States because there's no money in the cure. AIDS still kills people because the FDA won't release, and God, man, it's been 40 years. We know, okay? Polio was the last disease that Americans cured. Polio. 1953.
Scary, huh?
And the FDA swooped in, the government swooped in and took it from Dr. Jonas Salk, who would have died in poverty except that he wrote books on what happened to him and how, and then he explained the cure. He had all his paperwork in line. And that was it. 1953. This is 2016. There never will be another cure for a disease as long as you live.
Well, the new survey asked people between the ages of 18 and 64 if they'd rather live to be 100 or die younger before stuff really starts going wrong with their bodies, their minds, etc. So here's what the survey found. 17% only want to live until they hit age 80.
I don't even want to go that far.
I don't know what's so special about 80, but okay. 25% only want to live until they're in their 90s. And
man, there's nothing you can do. Look,
there are some 90-year-olds that are rocking it, man.
Hey, but let me tell you something. First of all, there's nobody going to let me hang around at the age of 90 in their crib. It's not going to happen.
You better go get your own.
It's not going to happen. I won't have the ability. I'll be 90.
You're miserable now. So you're miserable now. I don't want to know you at 90.
So in 50 years, who the hell is going to let me live with them?
Thank God there's no till death do you part in radio.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. Seriously.
Because when I get older and I'm done yelling into microphones because, I'm not saying I've never made a difference. I've made a huge difference. A huge difference with what I have done in 35 years of radio. More than 90% of the people that ever got into it. But there's going to come a time I don't feel like dealing with people. I want to sit.
When he gets his Social Security check.
I want to sit, my bottle, and I just want to do shots. I want to be left alone.
Who's going to put up with you? You're going to have to wear Depends if you're going to be sitting there
I
with
will
your
be
shots.
able to get, if I can recover from the knee surgery that I just had, and I can dance when Trump won, I will make sure that I am physically able to get around. But you know what? I don't want to be the old guy. I don't want to be. People,
you're whining like a 2-year-old. I don't want to be, mommy.
No, I don't whine. Democrats whine. I am just, shit. I mean, I'm still wondering. Obviously, I've got more to do, which is helping Donald Trump get into office without getting shot because people are stupid. But, I mean, after that, once your uselessness goes away, you take 10 years.
Well,
and you're about 65, and, you get up, and, and you have a little breakfast, and then you turn on the TV, and you sit in your chair. You don't bother nobody. And then you reach down, you get your bottle of hooch, and you do your shots, And if anybody comes over, you say alarming things to them. It's great.
Well, 58% of people want to live to be 100 and beyond. So why do so many want to die young?
Because they're going to hell and they know it.
The researchers found it really didn't have anything to do with their age, their age now, education, or gender. All that mattered is how much they were afraid of downsides of getting older, especially diseases, losing their family members, etc. That can be tough. So there you go. There you go. That's it. So don't forget to head to our website, DocShowCoastToCoast.com. Click on the link to subscribe to YouTube.
YouTube thing.
Yeah. Just go to DocShowCoastToCoast.com. Click on the big little box at the top that says subscribe. It'll take you to YouTube. You'll subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you will get updates on when we post new shows and clips. And all that good
clips
stuff.
And all kind of good stuff.
And you can hear us anytime. It's like taking the Doc Show with you. It's like DVRing us almost.
All right, and on top of that, you can see and everything, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to get what I really think, because I have to keep it somewhat censored because we have people that carry us, and I have to respect their businesses. I have to respect client businesses. And I have to respect Apple, which really tries to, sell itself as a family, company. And they even talked to me personally about it. They said, look, man, we think you're funny as hell, but, man, you got to stop cussing. So I've cut down the swearing, except for things that are accepted by the FCC. And, but on YouTube, it's all out there. F's, S's, MFs. Oh, you wait. You Democrats? I can't wait to talk about how I really feel about you. People that get in trouble, the news of the day. I'm only going to take maybe 2 minutes. But I'm going to get it all in. I promise you that. Wanda Sykes getting booed off stage because she put down Donald Trump. The world is changing. God. I'll have that for you tomorrow. I have the audio on that. Save that if you wouldn't mind. Okay. But I got to go watch the Giants and Monday Night Football. So you people, have yourselves a whatever.